Good. Good afternoon, students. Welcome back for today's session. We want to continue from where we stopped last time. Remember, we are discussing about the topic called the Internet and World Wide Web. Within our last meeting, we learned that despite the advantages and disadvantages that we have due to internet connection, still we have some other issues we are meant to talk about in line with internet. So today, students, we want to continue from there. We look at some other services. Remember, we stopped that heading that we are saying services provided by internet. Services provided by internet. That's where we stopped. We learned that we have a number of services that we get because of internet connection. And in that way, we learned that we have email as one of the major services. Email. I told you that we have some other services such as the www, the World Wide Web. We have what you call video conferencing. We have chat rooms, etc. and some other services we are meant to talk about that we enjoy because of internet connection. Such services, they are available. In case we don't have internet, we are unable to access such services. So we are going to go through them. I told you that you're supposed to discuss about them. And by the end of this topic, I told you should be able to use such services when you get connected to internet. That's why we are here going through those. We are going through that topic, internet and World Wide Web. So we should be aware that that's where we are going to begin from for today. So we talked about the disadvantages. Then we talked about so let us move through the internet, the World Wide Web, the email again, as we see the way forward in our discussion about internet. So we stopped on what we call the email softwares. We discussed about them, and I told you that such softwares, they are programs that help us to access or to create and manage our email accounts. They are called email softwares. So that's what we said. So from there you can be able to see very well. We are going to start from there, then we move on. The electronic mail. Back a bit, we said electronic mail. It is a service available on the internet that enables users to create and send electronic mails. But I told you, for you to come up with an electronic mail, you should have what you call an email address or email account. And we agree that we have a number of softwares that are used in the process of creating email account. Then you remember I compared the postal mails and the electronic mail, that these ones came to replace what we call the postal mails. There, people, you remember I talked about the email address very well. We say the email address is about the set of characters that are required for one to send and receive an email message. So the other person who is intending to or whom you want to receive that email message should also have what you call an email account or address. So it's not a matter of saying that for me, I have the email address, so I'm capable of sending the email message. You have to confirm that even the other person who is going to receive your message, that has what you call the email address. So the two parties, they have to be with what you call an email account. People, we talked about the parts of what you call an email address or email account. We said that it is made up of three or four components. We said that the first one called the username. Remember that time I said that, for example, Serubamba at yahoo.com. So this one is the username. So that's why there in our notes you are seeing that it is what's called the username. It's that @ symbol, the @ symbol that is used to separate the username from what you call the domain the domain name. And the last component called what? The domain The domain name. So it's on the username, this is the @ symbol that separates the username from the domain name. So there, people who are, hope you are seeing very well, they are saying that the username, it helps to identify the owner of the particular account. Then they are telling us the @ symbol that is used to separate what you call the username from what you call the domain name. Then the domain name that has two parts, what you call the top level and low level. The domain name has what you call the server where your account is stored. So every email address has a particular server that is managing all activities that are in line with that particular email address. That's why we have those issues, all things that are in line with maybe Gmail. Gmail is an email server. Yahoo is an email server. Outlook and some other email servers. These are the help us to create and manage our accounts. Then we have this part, the top level domain, that is used to identify the type of company that email is attached to. Remember, we talked about those things last time. There we talked about the email software. So these are some of the email softwares I've been talking about. Now, we also introduced ourselves to the process of creating what we call an email account. There on the heading you are saying sending and receiving an email message. We are saying for you to send and receive an email message, you have to be with all those three components, they have to be available. First of all, internet connection. Don't think that you can send an email message when there is no internet connection. So your gadget you are using should have access to internet connection. Then an email client. We have talked about that the software that helps us in managing our emails. Then last year is what we call the email address. This address we are talking about, you should have it. You cannot send an email message when you don't have what you call the email address. So every time you think about sending and receiving email messages, make sure that those three they are available. Then how to create an email account. But today we are not going to begin with that review. Let us first go through the parts that make up what you call an email message. So the email message, people we are talking about, is made up of three parts. There on the screen, hope you are seeing very well. They are telling us it has what you call the message header. So we have the header. The message header is also, it has what you call, the last is called the envelope. So these are the three parts. So the whole email message is subdivided into three. Look at the screen very well. There is this top part that when the message was sent. This one is system generated. You are not the one who is in charge of setting the date and what and time. The system itself is made in such a way that you can generate the dates and what and time. So the software is able to set the date and what and time itself. Then another one is called subject. The subject contains what you call the major heading for your email message. That one is called the subject. So maybe you want to create your email message or your letter, but within that letter is what you call the major information that is meant to talk about. That one is called the subject. So it helps to alert someone what is inside the other body within that email. For example, subject, let's say subject, change of time for ICT lesson. Change of time for ICT lesson. You remember? We had to change time. We changed the time for this lesson. So maybe that's the major heading for my letter. So down there, you find that within the body, I will generate the information that talks about the reasons as to why we have changed that time for ICT. Okay. So that one is called the subject. Next is called the carbon copy. Emails can allow users to create a single message that can be addressed to a number of individuals or a number of what you call email addresses. So in that way, we have features that are inbuilt within the programs that are inbuilt within what you call the email software that allow users to send messages to a number of individuals at the same time. The first one we are going to talk about is called the CC. CC stands for carbon copy. Carbon copy. It is an email feature that allows users to send a message to a number of individuals. But all of them, they are acknowledged that they have received the same message. So you want all of them to know that they have received that very message. What you do, you go where there is CC and type the email addresses of those members you want to receive that message. So CC, it is a feature that allows us to send a message to a number of individuals when they are acknowledged that they have received the same message. For example, going back a bit, this email, there is this part, you see, there's this person called Stancop at Gmail, Janita, George Casolos, and so on. Such members, they are meant to receive this message, and you find that all of them, they can be acknowledged that they have received the same message. You just click on this CC, you go there and type their email addresses. We are going to see it practically, so don't mind. So let us move on to another part. Another part is about BCC, stands for blind carbon copy. Blind carbon copy, it is a feature that allows us to send a message to a number of individuals without acknowledging them that they have received the same email message. With BCC, it is capable of allowing users to type the email addresses of those members that they want to receive that message, but they will not be able to know that all of them, they have received the same message. That one is called BCC and some others. So we have some other features that can allow us to, or that we can interact with when we are using what you call emails. So we are going to move on to another part, and we see the practical part of it, of those features we are talking about. We want to see them so that people are able to know how to use them very what? Very well. Huh? I wait a bit as I'm checking to see some of those features I want us to talk about. I'm trying to open the email account. I'm opening my email account to see those features I want us to discuss about. I want us to discuss about. Okay. Let me take that people can see now very well. I've tried to open my email account. Within this email account, there's this first feature called inbox. Hope you can see very well the inbox. It contains all emails that you receive. So all those messages that are sent to you, they are stored in what we call inbox. So every time you want to check and see those messages that you received sometime back, you go to what you call inbox. We are going to jump a bit. We go to this one called sent. All those messages you create and you want to address them to some other members, they are stored in what we call sent. So sent is a feature in emails that allow users to keep all those messages that they have addressed to some other members. We have another one called draft. I know you people, when you are using your phones, you normally see draft. Draft can allow us to store messages that we have created but not sent. So those ones that you create and they are not sent, they are stored in what we call draft. There are some others down here in case you create one. But for me, I'm going through those ones that I know that are major ones, but others they are there. There is this one called the spam. Spam, it is a feature that is designed to store those messages that are coming from unknown sources. You don't know those people who are sending those messages to you. Most of the times they are stored in what you call spam. Spamming messages, they are called uncalled for messages. There is being here, yes, helps us to store those messages that we delete from our account. Now, going back a bit here on what we call compose. It is a major feature within our emails that can allow us to create a message. So the compose, it is used to activate the window. Compose, it is used to activate the window where we are able to type the message that we want to send. So that one is called compose. So when you click on compose, like that, you can see, I've been talking about, you see the window where you'll be able to type your message now. So this one is called compose. The two, we have said that this is where you go and type the email address of that person you want to receive that message of yours. For example, I want the message to be sent to Now, in case you have been communicating with that person, you find that his email address is stored within your software. It is a matter of typing the first few characters and you see that that person is coming. So we normally communicate with the owner of this account. Now you find that mine is already there. I'll just click on it. Okay. Miss a bit. Let us first delete a bit. I'm typing now. I want to talk to Servamba. Yes, like that. I'll click on it. Now, that one is called 2. We said we have another one called CC. The CC, we agree that allows you to add other recipients that you want, but you want those members to know that they have received the same message. When I click on CC like that, you can see now it is telling me to type some other maybe I want Charles also to receive that message. Let me look for another one. Maybe Center also to receive that message. You see how they are listed there in CC. We have talked about also BCC. Members, you agree that BCC is a feature that allows us to type the email addresses of those members you want to receive that message, but we don't want them to be acknowledged that they have received the same message. I don't want them to know that they have received the same message. So I'll go there and type there the email address of those members. Maybe Joel, let me see whether it's there. Maybe Jackie. Okay. Like that. You see, that's it. So we are still. Then there's this part for the subject. You have agreed that the subject like the major title for your email address. The outstanding point within that message you intend to send to another person. That's where you go and type it there. Maybe here one, this one said change of time for ICT maybe. So you just type there, change of what? Change of, let me try to type it in capital letters because it is a major heading, change of time for ICT, like that. Down here, then I'll be required to type the information I want. Let me leave that one aside. We have another feature called send. In case I'm through with everything I want to deliver to some other members, I'll just go on that send, then I'll click on what? Send. Then my message will be delivered to those Those members. There's another feature here called attach files. It's called attachment. This one allows us to accompany some other files to our message. Maybe there is a certain photo, a certain video, and maybe some other files would like to accompany your email message. So just click on that feature for attach files. It will help you to navigate or to take until you be able to see the file on that computer of yours that you want to attach. Maybe that one, then I'll click on open. And you see now it is attaching that file. So this file is already attached. Maybe there are some other files I want, still I can go back there again and I do the same. Then it can allow me to attach some other Some other files. Okay. Then we are moving to another feature. There we can be able to see that we have finished talking about attachment. We have talked about the send. We have some other features down there. We are going to look at them also. Okay. Let me try to go back a bit to these things. As if people are not seeing them very well. Okay. We want to go back a bit. Let us go back a bit so that people are able to see them very well. Back a bit. I've said the first one is to, and you have said that maybe my intention is to send a certain message to another person. I'll just go to that place where there is to, and I type the email address of that person. Then this CC, we agreed that it allows us to generate email addresses of those members that want to receive that message, but all of them being acknowledged that they have received the same message. If people you are aware that in our normal setting, for example, here at school, in case there is a letter that is supposed to go to a number of offices, after writing that letter, you normally see down there, they put all the statement that CC, then afterwards you attach or you write those members, all those offices that have received that very information. The same applies to the emails. The CC, it will list those members that have received that email message. The big CC I've told you that is meant for those members you want to receive the message, but you don't want them to know that they have received the very message. That one is called BCC, blind carbon copy. We have talked about saying that when you are through with generating your letter, sorry, your email message, you just go on send. I've talked about attachment. There's this one, insert a link. Maybe there is a file or a document that you want people to view, but they have to link to that file somewhere, maybe on the internet. You can just insert a link. It will allow you to type the link up to when they will be able to look for that file. Okay. There's some other features. Drive. We sometimes we want to attach big files to our work, like the photos, videos, those ones we use what you call drives. This Google has what you call a Google Drive. Remember, Gmail is owned by Google. So Google it has what you call a Google Drive. It helps you to attach those files that are very big in size. Okay. And some others, people we may not be able to exploit all of them here. Let us move on to some other thing. So, to continue with our discussion, dear students, we want to go back to our notes and we see the next component we are supposed to talk about. We are going to talk about also the advantages. Let us move. We go through the advantages of internet. Sorry, advantages of email. So after creating your email, which I know that people you are now able to come up with what you call an email address, there are a number of advantages we enjoy when we communicate to one another using what we call email addresses or email messages. One, they are saying it is very quick in delivering files. A moment you are through with creating your email message, then you use the other feature, send. Then within 1 minute or seconds, the other person has already seen your email message. So it is very quick in delivering your email messages. Then they are saying you can communicate quickly with anyone on the internet. Yes, you can communicate very fast. In case you have anything you would like other members to know very fast, you can just text very fast in form of what you call an email, and they're able to receive that message. Then it is cheap means of transferring files. So long as you have what you call internet connection and you have what you call an email address, that is enough for you to deliver your email message to the intended members. Then they are saying the cost to you for email has nothing to do with distance. Yes. Don't say that the person you would like to receive your email is where maybe in Kampala for you or in Iganga, and the other person is also communicating with another person who is in USA. That maybe that one in USA will be charged more compared to the other one who is in Iganga. No. Just know that the cost to you for email has nothing to do with what you call the distance. So in many cases, you should know that the charges are uniform and the charges we incur, they are all about getting access to internet connection. So we are saying another advantage is that other files can be attached to accompany your email message. You have seen or I've told you that you can attach some other files, for example, videos or any other file like another person to to receive. They can be attached, and your communication has what you call, or gets what you call a clear meaning to the other person you want to talk to. So it allows us to attach some other file. Then records and copies are kept automatically online. Yeah? Yes. All messages that you receive and those ones you generated, all of them are kept automatically within that email address of yours, so that every time you want to access them, you will be able to access them without any challenge. Then can be sent at any time to its what? Destination. Anytime you want to send your message, yes, you'll be able to do it. 24 hours, you'll be able to do it, to come up with a message and to be delivered to the required what? Destination. Then you are saying that it allows users to communicate during their convenient what? Time. Hey. So we are saying that the other person whom you want to communicate to and yourself, you are free to communicate during that time when you are convenient. There is no one who will tell you that at this time no one is there to deliver your email, your postal mail, or your mail. No one is there to do that work. And no, anytime you feel now I'm okay, I'm free, you can generate your email message and to be able to reach the intended destination. Okay, then let us talk about the disadvantages. You should know, people, there are some other advantages I've not talked about. Since we are discussing about internet, people make sure that you can use internet very well. You can go there, then you look for some other advantages I've not talked about. Let us go through very fast the disadvantages of emails. How they are saying a computer or any other hardware with what we call internet connection should be available for you to access and use what you call emails. Yes, you have to be with a computer, maybe a phone or a computer that you're going to use to generate. Two, you have to be with what you call internet connection. We cannot exchange messages or electronic messages, or we cannot exchange emails without what you call internet connection. You have to be with what you call internet connection. Then they are saying it is not secure. Yes, email isn't necessarily private. There are people who are good at tapping and they do it online. They are able to engage in some other people's conversations and they are able to get that information which you are exchanging on what? Online. We agree with him that there are a number of security measures that are employed to prevent such issues, but there are also a number of ways through which people are able to do it to disturb others when they are communicating online. So they are not very, very secure. Then some email systems can send or receive text files. We have some other companies, some email software that are designed to manage communication that's in line with only text files. But when you want to attach maybe a video, it is unable to do it. You have seen that when you want to attach those files that are very big in size, for that Gmail, they take you to what we call the Google Drive. So some others cannot do it. Then it is possible to forge what you call an email address. Somebody can be able to forge an email address and is able to send a message to another member when that person is not aware of that message where it is coming from. Remember, I've talked about spamming messages, and you have agreed that spamming messages are uncalled for messages. Those messages that are coming from those email addresses you are not aware of. So those people, they are able to sit down, then they forge those email addresses. Then it is difficult to express emotions using email. You want to show that you are annoyed in your communication. Maybe you may find that it's very hard for you to do it. You want to show members that over what they are doing, you are not happy with them. Because you choose a number of words as you are typing, and people may not be able to feel it very well, the way you communicate to them when you are looking at them very well. Then they are saying you can receive too much unwanted emails. Remember, I've talked about those uncalled for messages. You find that there are some other messages you may end up seeing within your email account, but when they are totally useless to your side, or they are coming from unknown sources that you don't know. So those junk files, they are very common when you are using what you call emails. You people should know that when you are using the postal, those emails that are exchanged through post offices, you only receive that letter that you are meant to receive. But here, a person can sit there, then is able to forge your email address. Then you see a message within your inbox. But when you don't know where it is coming from, so there's too much unwanted emails. So that's the end of what we call emails, people. We have learned that as features, we have discussed about the advantages and disadvantages of both emails. Let us move to another part, dear students. I want us to move, we talk about another service provided by internet. And this one is called the World Wide Web. World Wide Web. Okay. I know that a number of us will think that internet is the same as the World Wide Web. No, which is very wrong. But it's very common. People they feel that internet is the same as the World Wide Web. Please, World Wide Web is a service. It is a service that is also available on what we call internet, the World Wide Web. The W is the World Wide Web. They are saying World Wide Web is one of the main services of the internet. And they are saying World Wide Web is a collection of various electronic documents that are available on internet. Those files that day after day we download from internet, those sites we link to when we get connected to internet. When they are connected together, they form what we call the World Wide Web. That's why in our definition they are saying that is a collection of various electronic documents available on internet. I had to put a statement there for you to know or to understand it very well, that most of us will see that the internet and W3 are the what? The same. Please, World Wide Web is a service that we get or we have access to because of internet connection. Let us go through the terms related to World Wide Web. We want to talk about those words that when we meet them, we should understand their meaning in relation to the World Wide Web. The first one is called the web browser. Some other people say browser, the web browser. Web browser is a software. This is the software program used to access and view web pages. So I want to access those electronic documents available on internet. I will use what you call the web browser. So it is within the web browser, that's where I will go and type the information I want to get from internet. Where I will go and type to access those electronic documents that you have got from what? Internet. So there you can be able to see that we have a number of what you call web browsers. We have what you call Opera. We have what you call Google Chrome. I know these days Google Chrome is very common. People are able to see they are able to, in a number of individuals, they are using Google Chrome. We have what you call Mozilla Firefox is also very common today, it's being used. We have Safari. We hear about Edge. This Edge is very common. It came to replace what we call Internet Explorer. You know, Edge is a web browser that's now incorporated within what you call Windows operating systems. We should know that Microsoft is the one that's in charge of producing what you call the Windows operating system. Now they observe that maybe Internet Explorer, people are not using it very well. Now they have to replace it with what you call the Edge. So you have a number of what you call web browsers, those programs that help us to access and view what you call web pages. This is there, and some others I've not talked about here, you people. They are there. I want us to look at those things in a practical way, but let us first move a bit and we see. But I think it's very important for us to look at them in a look at them very well. Okay. So let us first move because of time. I'm going to come back a bit, then I'll go through the practical part of using those web browsers. We shall even see how to launch the web browser. Another term is called the web page. A web page is an electronic document or file stored on what you call a website. It's called a web page. Then, every time you access or you log into a website, that single page you access is called a web what? A web page. It's called a page. Then, another one is called a web server. This is a computer and a software. It's not only a computer only, but a computer is a software that delivers what you call web pages requested by users. In case we are accessing or when we get access to internet and we log into our web browsers, we link to what you call the other web server through that web browser. So our requests are sent to the other web server. So people should know that our requests are sent to the web what? To the other web server. Okay. I want us to see what I'm talking about in a practical way. We are here now. After launching your Chrome, like that, I've launched my Google Chrome, and maybe I want to search about ICT. Let's talk about ICT in Uganda. You see what I'm doing? I'm using a web browser. I'm using my web browser and I'm typing there the information I'm looking for. This information the information I'm looking for, it is available on the other what you call the web server. So it is the computer and the software that is used to deliver what you call web pages according to our users' what? Requests. Now maybe I want ICT in Uganda, maybe education. I'll click there. See, that information that is being displayed, it is coming from what we call the other web what? Web server. I talked about the web page. I want to open one of the, this one. You can see, okay, the ICT. Okay, let's first leave that one. Okay. So these are documents, you see. These documents, they are available on what you call internet. These documents are stored on what you call the web server. Okay? So I'm using a web browser called Google Chrome to send my request to the other web server to access my what? My web pages. Cool. So we move on to another part or to another term. Another term we are going to talk about is a webmaster. Another term is called a webmaster. A webmaster, this is an individual with the knowledge of developing web pages and maintaining them. So a person with that knowledge of creating a web page is called a web what? A webmaster. The web pages we are talking about, when they are combined, in case you have what you call, or they are in a plural form web pages, the general name given to that is called a web what? A website. So, a person with that knowledge of developing what you call websites is called a web what? A webmaster. These are individuals with knowledge and skills of developing and maintaining what we call websites or web pages. I've told you that for me to get what you call a website, its origin is from what you call web pages. So we develop page by page until we are able to see what you call a. Look at this book now. Within this book we have a number of pages. It's page 1, page 2, and so on. So the whole of this book in the computing environment, maybe that you can use this book as an example, it is the website. So within this book, there are pages. So each one is called a web what? Web page. So a collection of all these pages formulates what you call a website. Like the way it is, a collection of a number of pages formulates what you call a book, like this one. So that's what we are talking about. Another term we are going to talk about is called surfing the web. The activity of jumping from one web page to another. You have been seeing me, they are doing it, typing in and switching from one web page to another. That one is called surfing the web. Then there is what we call a hyperlink. This one is also called a link. It is an inbuilt-in connection within what we call a web page that can help us to navigate or to change from one location to another within our website. Using the variable like this one. So the other hyperlink will help us to move from page 1 to page 2 to page 3. So those are inbuilt components within our website and can help us to navigate through our website. They are called hyperlinks. So every time you log into any site, those various features that are inbuilt, you click on and move from one page to another. They are called the hyperlinks. Let us move on to another part. Another part is called a website. I've been talking about a website. We have said that a website is a collection of web pages. Stored somewhere, maybe in a company, in an organization, company's computer, or on what you call a server that is stored somewhere. We have a number of sites, or what you call websites, that are in use. Some of them we interact with them and we don't know that they are the websites we are talking about. We have what we call the portal. So these ones are categories. So within the portal itself, there are a number of what you call a number of sites in that category. Then you have what you call entertainment. In case you are looking for something to entertain you, on internet there are those sites that are meant only and only for entertainment. You have online social networking sites. People always interact with one another. People communicate to one another through Facebook. Now that Facebook is a social networking site. And you have some other sites that are within that range, even your own Facebook alone. We have news, people who are interested in knowing what is happening within the world. We have those sites. For them, they only do that work. Most of those sites are owned by maybe radios, televisions, like that. You have the informational, you have the blog. These days, there's a very common thing called bloggers. We are going to see those things. We are going to see how those sites work. We move to, so we are going to go through one by one. Those types of websites, we go through them very fast. On the screen there, people, you can be able to see now. The first one is called a portal. And they are saying a portal is that site that offers a variety of internet services from one single or convenient location. Yeah? Are you seeing the illustration there on the screen? I've used Yahoo. Now within Yahoo, a single site, you find a number of things you can do within that Yahoo. I think I can also put it there on the screen very well, people to see it very well. Let me try to do some adjustments here so that people, you can be able to see it very well on the screen. Okay, we go back there so that people are able to see it. The Yahoo, I think Yahoo is now opened. There, that side, people, you can be able to see it now. The Yahoo. Only that the Yahoo, are we seeing now? So Yahoo is one of the examples of what you call the portal site. Within that site, you are seeing there is what you call the mail, the COVID news, finance, and so on. These ones are different components that you can interact with through your what? Through your portal site. I want to deal with what you call send an email message, and my account is stored by what you call Yahoo server. I'll click here. I want to know something about COVID. I'll click there, and so on. So these ones are different components that are inbuilt within a single site. Within a single site. Such websites are called portal sites. Okay. So we are going to go back now to our normal notes. Then we see the way forward. Okay. We are back now to another type of site or website. Another type is called the news. We talked about the news. I've told you that news website contains materials or stories. And I've told you that such sites are commonly owned by media stations, for example, the radios, the newspapers. Yes, if you are going to Bukked, you owe Daily Monitor. That site where we go through the news online, those ones are called news web sites. That's very good. I know people, these things are not new to us. They are common things we deal with day after day. Blog, a blogging site. They are saying it is a site consisting of time-shaped articles or posts that are displayed in what we call reverse chronological order. They are personal sites. You can create your own blogging site. There is a person I've tried to indicate there. You people these days is very common here in Uganda. That guy is able to communicate, to tell them what is happening everywhere here in Uganda. But he has his personal sites. So this person is called a blogger. So they are called blogging sites. We move to another type of site. People, I'm very fast. You can text to me when I am very fast if things are not, you are not understanding them very well. You have a right to tell me through that chat that the master we are not picking. so that I can reduce the speed. Otherwise, I feel we are very okay with the speed because I'm discussing about things that are very common in our daily life. Another one is about the weak site. I know that every time we are searching for information, we are exposed with what you call the Wikipedia. The Wikipedia. Weak sites or websites are collaborative websites that allow users to create, add, or make a modification over the content that is there. You who is accessing, the person who is very busy accessing that site, you have a right to also add something that other members can also consume. However, the owner or those people who are in charge of managing those sites, they have those people who are specifically in charge of evaluating that information before it is allowed to be displayed. You can contribute, and what you have contributed is not very, very relevant in line with what is necessary, and they may not allow to display your information. So such sites or such websites are called weak websites. Type of website that allow users to add or make changes on the content that is available on those sites. They are called wiki sites. So if you get access to and you log into the Wikipedia or information you see that is being given out by the Wikipedia, just know those are contributions that are made from people who are like you. They contribute. After contributing, then those people are able to hide. I've used that image there. I'm not going to go back to the browser to log in. Let me try to enlarge it so that you can see very well what I'm talking about. You can see this is Wikipedia, and here they are saying articles, this is the information. Here there is discussion, and here there is a tab for edit this page. So when you click on that tab, edit this page, then it will display the site or the window where you will be able to type that information of yours that you would like to contribute in line with that page. Okay, so you people who are there now using your computers, after our lesson, you'll be able to try it out and see how it works out. Such sites are called wiki sites. So Wikipedia is not only wiki site. There are some other sites. You can go to your browser now and type there with examples of wiki websites. You see a list of them, but the common one that is in use is Wikipedia. That's why I've also used that Wikipedia for you to understand it very fast. Okay, we move on to another part. So those are some of the sites I've talked about. Let us move. We go to another part here. We are saying the URL, the Universal Resource Locator. That's where we are now. The Universal Resource Locator. So I want us to go through the Universal Resource Locator. Now, after creating or after coming up with your web page, remember I've talked about the other person called the Webmaster. The Webmaster, the individual with that knowledge of creating and developing what you call web pages. Every web page that is created, it is given what you call a unique name or a unique address. And the unique address that is used by the server to determine that particular web page. So each web page is given an address, and that address is called a URL. This one's like the name of that particular web page. I hope people are getting me very well. So after developing that particular web page, it has to be given a name that the server is able to understand. It is that page through which that for us this side who are using computers are able to type then we are able to log in to that particular page. For example, look at that text. They are saying this is the unique address of the page which tells the browser. It's the one that is used to tell the other browser, the Google Chrome, the Edge, and some others, where to locate or where to find that particular document. People are somehow time bad. I want us to finalize with this part of the URL. So the URL consists of the following. Are you seeing this format? Is written in that format. HTTP. Your time bad. Let me not write it there now. You can be able to see it now on the screen. I'm interacting with it very fast. The HTTP. -- www. For example, this one www.schoolportal.com. This one is the URL you use to connect to our website. Hope is the one that you people manage to use when you are logging in. So this one is what you call the URL. It is the address that is telling the browser where to locate the particular document on the other server. Now that URL communicate with their server, there is a protocol that is called HTTP, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And then there is this part called the domain name. I've talked about domain names. So, I think this is the last slide we shall talk about. Okay, let us talk about the... So we are saying HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is the protocol that enables pages to be transferred on what you call the web or the World Wide Web. So that HTTP helps to establish a communication with what you call the other web server. Here, down there, you can be able to see the different parts and how I talked about them. The first one, the HTTP, I think it consists of the protocol, the domain name, the top level, and the path for a specific document. I've told you the use of the protocol HTTP. It helps in the exchange of files with the other web server. Then the location of the site, this www, is telling us that that file or that page is available on what you call the World Wide Web. People, I want you to know that there are some web pages that can be accessed without connecting to internet. Such pages, they will not be able to accumulate the www. www is what helps us to identify where the particular server that is accommodating that particular web page. So that page is available on the World Wide Web. Okay, so dear students, as I'm concluding, I want to finalize. So I want to wish you a good day. Stay safe. Remember, COVID is real. So everything you do, if you are there at home, avoid unnecessary movements. That you want to go and visit your friends and so on, don't do it within this period. I want you to when we meet again, we shall discuss about some other services that are provided by internet. Make sure that you go through them. It is very good that when we meet, you are aware about them, so that we just pan a bit, or we go through very fast and you finalize our discussion about internet. With those few words, I remain Selva Masman until we meet again.